Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good
Mm.
midnight. Welcome and welcome back to Pero Comma Podcast. Please join us today while we go over September's wrap up and all the goodies that we read last month.
Mhm.
Have a drink, a snack, and we'll be right here waiting. All right. Okay, guys. So another wrap up. And we're going to go over this beautiful month of September that just passed.
Mhm.
Now, so you guys have no, me and Collette have gone through reading slumps almost every year during the fall. So this
Mhm.
fall, we committed to reading things that pull us, that catch our attention, that hold our attention, that bring us joy.
Yes.
Okay. And it actually worked
And
out
it
for
worked.
September. Okay. So far in October as well.
Yeah.
Little tidbit of advice. When you feel like you're in a slump, read what you want. I mean, I think, anyways, let's start off.
Yeah. Don't go with the popular or you seen someone else reading it. Go with what you usually vibe with.
The whispers of your ancestors, the whisper of your heart, your mind, your other areas,
The universe.
whatever you want to, whatever.
Whatever speaks to you.
Yes. Follow it when it comes to books.
Now, if you're responding back to it, follow it to a therapist.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But,
So let's start off. Collette,
mhm,
how
mhm.
many books did you read this month?
So, in the month of September, following my heart, listening to my ancestors, I read
Mhm.
14 books.
Oh,
I
okay,
know.
wait, real quick. This is not our normal shit. Look up 2024 September. I'm gonna look mine up
You
too.
know what? Yeah, let me see. 2024 September.
Mm.
How many did you read?
I did better this year.
Yeah. September of last year, I read 8 books. Yeah.
So our data shows that this works for us.
Really?
Wow. Okay, mine too. I read 9 books, but last year I read 5.
Wow.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So back to 2025. Back to the future.
Hold up. Okay, there we go. So I read 14 books, a total of 2,728 pages and 39.05 hours. Audiobook. It took me a day to finish a book. I will say as well, I read a lot of like novellas. So I think that helped too. I don't think I can do the long books during my slump months. My biggest pie chart I'm dying, excuse me.
Okay.
My biggest pie slice is funny, and apparently that's what I needed. And the second pie slice was lighthearted, and then the third was adventurous.
So you are not adventurous during the fall months.
And then all of my books, well, not all of my books, 86% of my books were fast paced. I usually am a medium paced girl. So clearly I had to switch it up.
Okay, okay.
92% of my books were less than 300 pages. Again, I read a lot of novellas.
Hey, at least you read.
Yeah.
We were just
And
trying to
then,
figure out the slump, guys. So
yeah. And then 8% was between 300 to 499 pages. All fiction, because again, I don't read about real people. No. My top genre. Can anyone take a wild guess?
romance.
Yep. Followed by erotica and science fiction. I don't know. Maybe that's what I needed.
We know where that erotica and sci-fi came from.
21% print, 14% audio, 64% digital. And my average star rating for September was 3.84 stars, which I feel like is a solid month.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's a solid month.
Very.
What about you, Elizabeth?
Okay, that was a bit aggressive. All right. So, as you guys heard a little bit ago, I read 9 books this month,
Mm-hmm.
which is super, super good for me. And let's go over my
I'm
stats.
so proud of you.
I am. I really am. And it's like a mix. So it wasn't like all audiobooks either. That for me,
Yeah.
audiobooks is a lot of my stuff. Okay. So 9 books, 2,440 pages. Unlike Collette, I do not know how to track my hours.
I'll show you when we're done.
It doesn't show me here. So, and I have,
Yeah.
anyways, average time to finish is 5 days. My biggest pie chart, actually, they're tied. Yeah, they're tied. Mystery and dark. Mysterious and dark were my 2, and then it went tense, lighthearted, and funny. What I find funny is obviously not the same thing that they find funny, because I think
Elizabeth has dark humor, you guys. Y'all
I
don't know this, but I know it.
anyway,
Cool with it.
looks like we both had a fast month because 75% of my books were fast.
Yeah.
And 25 were medium. Page numbers, 22% were between 300 and 499, and the rest were under 300. So me and Collette had the same type of month, and it worked for us.
Yeah.
It worked. Okay. All fiction this month for me.
Yeah.
Biggest genre was thriller, that followed by horror, and then romance, mystery, fantasy. I had 33% print, 33% digital, and 33% audio. That 1% is imagination. How are they going to leave it like that, though? That bothers me. That's not even 100%.
It's not even, you're right. Like, what? You're missing something.
All my books were in English.
Mm-hmm.
My average rating was 3.78 stars.
Yeah, that's a sweet spot for me. I always feel like when you get 5-star reads, those are far and few between, for me at least. They're not a huge thing, but like I'm very generous with my 4-star ratings. But then sometimes I have those sweet spot books like A Blossom. She's an author that I really love. She's what I would call a palate cleanser. And she's usually like a 3.5-star read for me. It's not even that it's a bad book. It's slightly above average, but it gets me where I need to be in order to read something else. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, last month, September was actually really good because 3.84 stars. I feel like that means I had a slightly above average reading for a lot of my books. Fantastic. All right, we're gonna go
over our books.
My first book was Mic Checks by Antoinette Sherrill. She's an author at the Black Romance Book Festival. I write these down just in case you hear about it, you want to read it, and if you want to participate, we'll link the what is it called? The challenge from Storygraph in there as well, in case you want to read any of those authors' books. But yeah. 130 pages, romance, obviously. And I just love the follow-up of all the characters. This literally follows right behind what's that girl? Her.
And Treasure.
Thank you. It really just
Cheryl.
Yeah, it follows right behind Treasure. And it just tells you basically how they get started into the music industry. Because if you remember in this book, Pierre starts rapping and then his brother kind of is like, oh, I'll support that. Oh, so Pierre. I know. The next book I read is actually my book of the month, so I'm going to skip that. The following book is Relic Records introduces the sex symbol Aura, also by Antoinette Sherrill. I don't know how many pages.
Is that his love interest? Is Aura going to be his love interest?
No.
They were looking at me. They're sitting on my printer. They were looking at me.
So I wrote that I love Aura's story. It shows how she came to be, and I'm excited to see her on her journey. I hope she gets a standalone, which I do. I hope she gets a standalone. She is one of the female rappers. Yes, she's a female rapper. And again, this is one of the novellas that follows before Relic's story, or precedes Relic's story, not follows before. That's redundant. Precedes Relic's story. And we get to see her and how she comes into the fold, as they call it. The next book I read, because I read all of the books back to back to back. Relic Records introduces Calm. I also read them out of order. Don't follow my order. I told Liz the correct order. It's Mic Check, Saucy, Aura, and then Calm. But I read it out of order because she didn't number them. So I was like, all right, well, whatever. This one was only 96 pages, which I'm cool with that. And I said I really enjoyed this novelette the most. I can't wait to see more of Calm. Calm's story was the best story. And I don't want to give too much because, again, it's 96 pages. So if I tell you too much, you're going to already know. And then my pages are sticking together. Okay. My next book was Spin About You by Brianne Denée. She's an author that will be at the Black Romance Book Festival. I'm pretty sure I talked about her earlier this year. I don't know. Anyway, romance. Again, novelette, 56 pages. Fantastic for me. This is also available in Kindle Unlimited. This is not sponsored, but Kindle Unlimited sponsor us. Okay. I wrote, this was a super quick and cute story about Grace and Jared. I liked it and will continue with more books from the author, which again, I do like Brianne Denée, especially from The Hood with Love. I've been trying to convince Liz to read those 3 books forever. It's fine. It's fine. But this one was way better than the other book that I read earlier this year. I was like, what was that, Brianne? But all books can't be bangers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, 56 pages. I can't really tell you much. They meet over Thanksgiving break.
Read it.
Right. The next book I had was actually an audiobook. I think this was my only audiobook. Audrey and Bash Are Just Friends by Tia Williams. Guess where she'll be?
The Black Romance Festival.
This is a romance / YA because this follows Audrey. If you read 7 Days in June, Audrey is the main character's daughter, the female main character's daughter. So this is her story. And she just published it this year, as a matter of fact. So that's fantastic. I gave this 4.5 stars. I think this is the lowest I've rated a Tia Williams book, and it's 4.5 stars. So that should tell you.
Not low at all.
Right. So I wrote, I really enjoyed this book. It was super cute. I thought this was a current coming of age story that was still relatable. Audrey had her moments, and so did Bash. Tia Williams really knows how to capture and convey growing from like to love, and she does it so well. It's only 4.5 stars because of the teenage angst, and I couldn't take it. But I know a lot of people were saying they didn't like the mom because they loved her in 7 Days in June. But they didn't like her in this one because they were like, oh, the daughter felt so unseen. And I was like, she was an only child until 2 years ago and she's 17. She's spoiled. Stop it. She's not a bad mom. Like, I think sometimes people attach their trauma and can't see outside of that. And I felt like that was a horrible take on that. She wasn't being beaten. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was a solid story. Audrey is a type A personality. She wants to be a therapist, all of that. But what I will say is you understand why she was doing that, because in 7 Days in June, she would therapize all the kids in her school. And she continues to do that in this book. But you realize it's more so because of her mom. Her mom has like debilitating headaches and she'll have to take care of her mom. So she's kind of parentified. And so she tries to solve everyone's issues, but she don't even know how to handle her own issues. See what I'm saying? So yeah. I thought it was a fantastic read. My next book was Sincerely East by Miss Candace. Guess what she'll be, y'all?
Black Romance Festival.
You know what? I hit up that list real good in September, apparently. 493 pages. This was also released this year. I gave it 3 stars. I wrote, this book kind of dragged for me. It follows Rhythm, who ends up moving to the hood after her father was sent to prison for trafficking drugs, and falling in love with Easton, who everyone calls East. I've read other books from this author, and this story wasn't her best. Still consumed it in a day, so it wasn't too bad, just an average book.
How many
And
pages
that's,
was that book?
huh?
How many pages was that book?
493.
In a day.
I know, and I gave it 3 stars. Ain't that something?
In a day.
Yeah.
In a day. Okay.
But again, like,
My
she
little
wrote this book called Soul Ties. I ate that book up. That was like 500 something pages. I read that in a day. I'm no longer at that job, so I called out to work to read the book. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, F it. I need to read it. So yeah, I read that book and I loved it. And then I read some other books, which I told you about. Haram, who was on my book bay list, he's a character from one of her books. Like, this one was just average. Because I read other books from her, this was not a banger like those other books were. But again, it was still solid. It was just the lack of communication between both parties, and that was it. You know how I feel about lack of communication, but I also understand that I'm 40, so that's just a me thing. My next book was Unexpected Past by A. Blossom. Where will she be? Say it with me.
Black Romance Festival.
There we go. 246 pages. She released that book this year. This follows Philly. Philleigh. Do you know how long I sat with that name? I was like, Filet. And then she was, you know how they'll write it, and it was like, no, like Philly cheesesteak. I was like,
okay.
Philly and Kellen, KB Barnes. It was insta-lust/love. I didn't care for her character. She was kind of whiny. I have noticed with the author, a lot of her FMCs are very damsel in distress. Nothing wrong with it, but it can get to be a bit too much. Overall, an average story, but no character growth, which it really wasn't. She was just, and I did realize that with a lot of her books, her characters, her female characters are very much, I need you to love me. I was treated so horribly in the last relationship. Love yourself. Shit. Too old for that. My next book was Married to the Alien Cowboy by Ursa Dax.
I didn't believe you. Well, no, I can't say I didn't believe you because you are the one that got me to read The AI Who Loved Me. Go ahead.
I really enjoy these type of books. These books delight my soul. I need more of these. This is a romance, 271 pages. This was recommended to me by Carrie Can Read.
I don't know her, but I love her.
And it's so funny because her whole thing was she wanted to read. She was like, I'm seeing a lot of people reading cowboy books. So she was like, I'm just going to pick some stories to read. And this happened to be one of them. And she was telling me about it. I was like, that sounds so delightfully stupid and funny. I have to read it. And I was very entertained. I gave this book 4 stars.
So much so that you
harassed Elizabeth.
And read the following book.
Yeah. 2 others. There are like 6 in the series, and she has another one coming out in November. I'm going to read that too. So, I thought this was a fun time. This follows Siler. I cannot remember the female's name for the life of me. I can't remember it.
Especially if you like a book and you're like,
yeah. It was just so, I don't know. Can't remember the name. So this follows Siler. Siler is an alien rancher. He has a tail. He's pink. Is he pink? I think he's pink. Yeah. And the female character, main character, is running away from danger. So this seems like the best bet for safety. Super cute and fast read. I do recommend. Again.
Cherry.
If you want, thank you. Thank you so much.
Cherry.
I probably didn't remember it because I could die.
You are so dramatic. It's in a book and it's a word and it's a name. You're not eating her. For those of you who don't know, she's allergic to anything, any red fruit.
Yeah. So if you want to take me out.
Don't they say tomatoes are fruit?
Yeah, I can eat tomatoes. Ain't that crazy?
So but like a fruit?
Plums, cherries, strawberry, red grapes, red apples. It's red specifically because I can eat green grapes and green apples.
I've already tried killing her a few times by accident. So
My dad too, so it's fine. The next book I read was Wrangled by the Alien Rancher, again by Ursa Dax. This is book 2. When I tell you I read them 1, 2, 3, they all were completed in a day. So September 20th, September 21st, September 22nd. Ursa Dax had me. I was eating them up. This is 242 pages. This one is my least rated, which is 3.5 stars, still above average. This follows Fallon, who is a hopeless romantic. That's the alien rancher. And Darcy, who was bred to be a wife. She came from a well-to-do family. I think her dad is like a governor or something like that. Like he's up there. And she was bred to be a wife, just not to the man that her family wants her to marry. So she joins the mail order bride program, which is what it is for those alien guys, to get away from them. Fallon is the sweetest honey bun ever, cinnamon roll, whatever you want to call it. And then Darcy's just like, that's not how that works. I'm supposed to like cook your meals and like, make sure I spread my legs so you can do what you need to do and then turn over and go to sleep. Like she was very much, it was never love.
Yeah.
That's not how she viewed it. So I liked it. But I liked it because of Fallon. Darcy was just so stuck on that. And I was like, girl, let go and let God. But again, still funny, still cute. My next book, Resisting the Alien Rancher by Ursa Dax. Romance. This follows Magnolia, who is promised to a rancher who gets hurt on the way to meeting her, and she has to travel to meet him instead. I think he like breaks his ankle. And then along the way, she gets close to the guide that's taken her to him and his ward, because he has another person coming on. And of the 3 books so far, this one is the one that I enjoyed the most. I really enjoyed it because she was never intended for him, but they had to build like a friendship and work together to get through that mountain terrain. And so it was more of a build up, more of you seeing them build that relationship.
Okay.
So I like that. I gave it 4.5 stars, 4 stars. It was my highest rated one. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
My next book was Hey Auntie by Jason Graham. He'll be at Black Romance Book Festival.
I remember when you were reading this one.
It was a mess, and I loved it. 110 pages. Liza meets her co-worker's favorite. You guys, I just want to point that out. She talks about, that's my baby. Like she does it all the time. Liza meets her co-worker's favorite nephew, David Marcus, and is instantly attracted to him, and then they start an affair. That's all I'm going to give you. It's 110 pages. I can't give you much more. There's more to it.
Okay.
The reason it is Auntie is because she is older. It's like a 14-year age gap, 13-year age gap. So he's like 21 and she's 34, 35, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the next book I read was Say What You Mean, which is the book 2 of Hey Auntie by Jason Graham, because I had to know. It ended on a cliffhanger. And this closes out the story between the two, but honestly, it also leaves a lot of questions. It really did, because I feel like the aunt figured out at the end that her friend was messing with her nephew, but we never saw that. It was like more like the aunt was like, wait a minute. And then the story ends. And I was like, wait, what happened? So there's that. And then my final one, Lord, that was a lot. Dating After the End of the World by Geneva Rose. Romance. 3.5 stars. This is supposed to be an enemies to lovers between Casey and Blake, and honestly, it is not.
No.
More of a misunderstanding. Casey was known as the odd kid at school because her father was obsessed with the end of the world and basically had her help him build a bunker while also training her in combat. Blake was her main bully in school, and now that the end of the world has actually happened and zombies exist, she returns home to see Blake is now on the compound that her and her father built and really good friends with her dad. Solid read, very funny. But again, it really wasn't an enemies to lovers because there's backstory, so there's more to it. He did bully her, but there's more to it.
Okay.
So I would still recommend everyone to read it. Fun fact, I read this on September 26th. This book was not released until October 1st. I actually got it for my Kindle Amazon
Reads.
that.
Yeah.
I got it for that in September.
I got it.
And then someone was like, oh, yeah, this doesn't come out till October. I said, oh, well, I'm going to read it ahead of time so I could be part of the Kids Club. And I felt very good about myself.
As you should.
Now we're going to Elizabeth.
So I'm going to start off with my first book.
Mm-hmm.
I should. It is Carmilla by J. Sheridan Laferreux. I don't know how to say it. I'm guessing. Now, guys, this is the first female vampire book ever written, and it actually is what set Bram Stoker to write Dracula. Like, it inspired him. There we go.
Really?
That's what they say. I have not spoken to Bram, so I don't know if it's true. This is on Kindle Unlimited. If it is something that you're interested in reading, you have to look for it on Kindle Unlimited because there's different editions that have been released, but it is on there. So just search until you find it. It was good. The writing is old.
Okay.
Like old style. So I did read it with a bit of an accent.
Okay.
I would read a paragraph and I'm like, huh? And then I would go back and be like, thou art, you know.
Yeah.
Not that they said that, but anyway. Really good vampire book. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. It was average because I did get it was like a slow burn for me.
Yeah.
You knew that she was a vampire and you were just waiting for everybody to catch up.
Yeah.
So
okay, gotcha.
My next book was Ghost in the Headlights by Lindsay Duga. I gave that 3 stars. It's a retelling, a modern retelling of Sleepy Hollow. It was okay. I would say that this would be like a YA horror kind of book. Like it was okay. Then my next book. Oh yeah, let me tell you a little bit about that book. Hold on. Pause. All right, so a girl is sent to spend some time at her at her uncle's house for the summer because her mom's trying to get into this job and she's not going to be available as much as she needs to be, so she sent her to her uncle. While there, she starts seeing this trippy thing. If you know Sleepy Hollow, you know that, Ichabod Crane and all that.
Yeah.
So she starts hearing something that sounds like somebody walking, dragging something. She finds out that there is this lore about a girl that died and is haunting and all that stuff. And as any haunting goes, and as Sleepy Hollow goes, they have to figure out what happened to close out, to give them peace so they can move on to the next life. Again, I gave this 3 stars. It was okay. I would say if you have like teenagers and they want a little spooky read, this would be a good one.
Okay.
My next book is, and this was on Audible Plus. So Carmilla and Ghost in the Headlights were both, Ghost in the Headlights was Audible Plus.
Okay.
This next one, The Final Wife, is by Jenny Blackhurst. This is an Audible Plus book. I rated this 3.7 stars. This husband was killed. They think it was the wife. They're questioning her. Things don't point to her, but they kind of do. He also has an ex-wife who left for this current wife. There's also a mistress who seems to be pregnant. But who killed who? You don't know. Yeah, it's just very, it was messy. I gave it 3.75. Thriller, drama, right there.
Right.
Did the final wife kill him? Did the ex-wife kill him? She had every reason to, because she kind of got stiffed. And then there's this young girl who's pregnant and he doesn't want anything to do with the baby. So did she kill him?
Man, he reminds me of that one guy from that book we read earlier this year.
I don't know the name of the book, but yes. Yes. My next book is Soul Mirror by Edmund Stone. This was also an Audible Plus. I gave this 3.5 stars. Um, this followed the main female character is special needs. She's mute. She's living with these foster parents, and they are not the best. She is able to go into this mirror and get lost into this world where she sees other kids and all that stuff, and she likes being there. Now they make her go to therapy,
Mm-hmm.
because she's special needs, and so it's that type of therapy to help her get better,
Mm-hmm.
help her speak, and all of that. And while there, she meets a new therapist, and they both end up going into the mirror that they have there. This follows, I believe it was like Russian folklore.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. I gave it 3.5. It was, I think if I would have read the book instead of listening to it, it might have been rated a little bit higher. The foster parents are not just regular foster parents. They're involved in they're actually looking for
Mm-hmm.
their son that they lost years ago.
Okay.
So, and it's all tied to these mirrors. They're like old Russian, I believe Russian folklore mirrors, and you're able to go in. It's like a fairy realm. It was weird. I,
Yeah.
I gave it 3.5. Not something, I gave it 3.5 because it kept me intrigued, but it's not something that I would recommend.
Okay.
Like if you, yeah, it was, yeah. Um, My next book is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Now, I love T. Kingfisher, but this is my lowest rated book for her.
I get it.
Um, the main female character receives a letter from a childhood friend that
Mm-hmm.
she's really sick, she's not doing well. So she heads that way with her trusted whatever companion, like
Familiar.
no. Her dad's right hand man, and he helped raise her.
Okay.
Kind of like Arya and the one dude,
Okay. Yeah.
kind of like that. So she sets off to go there. When she gets there, it's really weird. It is really weird. She bumps into this lady who is obsessed with studying fungi and all that stuff. Really cool lady. She's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Then she finally gets to the manor, and it's weird. Like the she ended up being in the military with the brother.
Mm-hmm.
And the brother, she says, like, he looks sick, his hair is really thin. Then he sees the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Girl is also like really sick, her hair's thinned out, and she has like these like white filaments that she like her hair's falling out, and they're like really white.
Okay.
Um Everything's off, the girl's off. She's not really there, but she has glimpses of her while she's there. There's also an American doctor. This is set in I want to say England. Doesn't really say, or like this, yeah, England or
Yeah.
Europe. Let's just say Europe. It's set over there. There's rabbits that act weird. Like they are weird. They're not hairs. They're hairs. Rabbits. I don't remember.
I don't know what the difference is, but okay.
One's bigger than the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I ended up looking it up while I was.
I get it.
Anyway, so there's this thing going on, taking over the people. The house is weird. She's trying to figure out what it is. There's
Mhm.
this body of water in front of the manor that is just like dead, stagnant water. It's gross, but it has
Ugh.
like these little lights in it and all this stuff. So basically, she has to figure out what's going on. It's
Okay.
weird. It's really weird.
So it's like a mystery?
Just the way, yeah. And I rated it what I rated it, which was 3.25, but I did not know that there might be more coming.
Okay.
So, or there is more. So,
Will you continue?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, because I need to know the way it ended. They were able to figure it out and all of that, but it was left like there could be more.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're infected and they don't even know. But we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. I know I butchered that review, guys. It's just Oh, my next was an Audible Plus book. I actually gave this one 4 stars. It's The Murder at the Patel Motel by Maulik Donkali. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the last name right. I'm so sorry. We have this fabulous son who's in New York living his best life. He's actually or in California, whatever,
Mhm.
putting the Met Gala together. Where do they do the Met Gala?
New York.
Oh, so I was right. My first instinct. Yes, Met Gala. So he's the one putting everything together. He
Mhm.
gets a call. They're doing this special thing at the hotel.
Mhm.
His entire family is like one of those hotel owners. Like they have uncles own hotels, father own, the father owns
Mhm.
one hotel. It's a family hotel. So they're doing a big 40th anniversary party and he has to go. When he gets there, his father is murdered. So he
Okay.
becomes absolutely obsessed with finding out who murdered his father. Then throughout all of this, everybody's suspicious. The mom is suspicious. Everybody.
Yeah.
Great book. Great book. It had multiple narrators. Narrated very well. I enjoyed
Mhm.
it. I actually, one of those books that I wanted to listen to over
Yeah.
everything, so I found things to do. My next book is One Last Child by Annie Taylor.
Mm.
Yes.
Mhm.
So this is the first book in a detective series that she has. At first, at first I it took a little bit. I'm used to her other books that are just like from the get. This one from the get, that some effed up shit is happening,
Yeah.
but it was a little bit slower than her other ones. I didn't write down what I rated it, so just give me one moment because it's the first one here. I rated it 4.5.
Okay.
At first, I remember I had reached out to Collette and I said, I don't know, this Annie
You
Taylor
did.
book is not Annie tailoring for me. I spoke too soon. Later on, it went right into it. So we have the main female character is a detective, and there are 5 children who go missing from a daycare, and her granddaughter is one of them.
Mm.
5 kids at one time go missing from a daycare, and years go by, and they cannot they were never able to figure out how.
Mhm.
So she gets another case and she starts looking into it. Her daughter ends up disappearing after her daughter goes missing. And okay,
The granddaughter.
yeah,
Mhm.
the main female character is a detective. She does not go missing, but her daughter does
Mhm.
after the baby
The
goes missing.
grandchild.
3-year old. She was 3. The daughter comes back into her life. She's
Mhm.
working on this other old detective case that has also been years long, and they are intertwined. The daughter is dating this guy. She doesn't know what's going on. They're still trying to figure out who stole the daughter.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, the book starts Annie tailoring, and 2 of the children are returned. 3.5 years later, these children are returned.
Hmm.
2 of them. So they're like, okay, I'm going to get my kid back. I'm going to get my kid back. Then all of a sudden, another kid, and then another kid. And the only one that's not returned is the detective's granddaughter. And the other kids, when they're questioned, it's been 3.5 years. They don't really remember their parents.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. But all they kept saying is that the little girl was sick and that she was laying on the ground and wasn't moving, and they put sticks on top of her. The people that they were with put sticks on top. Now, they were held by a man and a woman. The man is
Mhm.
called Bear, and then there's the woman that they called Polly. And that is all I'm telling you because you need to read the book to find out because it was good. It was,
Girl, you don't see me leaning forward like, what's gonna happen?
yeah. Yeah. And it's just twists and turns. Like at one point, you think this person's involved and then this
Mhm.
other person. And she just writes it so well.
Yeah.
You're not confused. There's twists. And I mean, I wasn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, then my last book before we go on to the our monthly spotlight books. Winter, winter, winter time. I read one
Where
of
will she be?
The Black Romance Festival.
Yep.
Yep. I love her. I read her book, Her Lapse in Judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by winter time. Main female character, her name is Witty Ways. She works at a sandwich shop,
Shut
making
up.
sandwiches, getting hit on by her coworker, who she turns down because he's a slut bucket. And she's like, "No, sir, I am not that type of gal."
He's a what?
Slut bucket.
Oh.
Okay. She's like, "I am not that type of girl."
Mm-hmm.
So, but you are fine. But you are fine. Maybe if you didn't act like that,
Right.
do something. And then she catches them in the back with another coworker. Anyway, then comes in this man named Duke.
Ellington?
No. And he starts flirting with her. They hit it off. They switch information. They start talking. Everything's great. Now, little Miss Witty Ways is super into true crime and loves it. She gets a jury summons.
Mm-hmm.
So she's excited. She's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. She goes. And when she walks in, we meet Kaiser Roll.
Shut up.
Now, he has a brother.
What are these names? Shut up.
So it's Kaiser Roll
Mm-hmm.
and Little Miss Witty Ways are jurors for the trial of Famous Blues, who is this big time. Yeah, that's his name, Famous Blues. He's this big time guy who runs the streets. He's all, the media portrays him as bad. The community's like, nah, he helps us out. He looks out for us type thing. People who do help out the community, they still get their hands dirty. So,
Yeah.
Now, while the trial's going on, 2 of the jurors get poisoned. Okay. Trial's going on and all this stuff. Apparently, this Famous Blues has always had people, like, there's people who get arrested saying they're Famous Blues just to throw off the trail. So all these guys are there and all this is happening. And Witty Ways is like, I don't know, because I'm liking Duke a lot. Like, we're good, but this Kaiser Roll,
Yeah.
a little bit delicious. So does she pick Kaiser Roll? Does she go with Duke?
Is it a why choose?
I don't know. I mean, why choose? You just have to read to understand what I mean by that. Why choose? Why choose? Do you want Duke or do you want Kaiser Roll? Why choose? Maybe you can have both.
I see where you're going, my sister.
Winter time. Did it again for me. Loved. I recommend. Thriller romance. Now, drum roll, please.
Yeah.
We are going to go over. You weren't doing the drum roll.
In my mind, editing Collette was going to add the drum roll. I didn't expect that from you. Oh, man. Okay.
That was a mom move, wasn't it?
It's fine. I appreciate it. As a fellow millennial, I appreciate it.
I'm going to do it myself. Anyway, I'm getting off.
Oh my God.
Now we're going to go over our monthly spotlight book. This is the book that we both this month top tier over all the books that we read. And we will recommend to anybody who, hey, what is this book right here? Collette, I'm so excited for my book.
My book is Through the Storm by Beverly Jenkins. Say it with me, y'all. She's going to be where?
Black Romance Festival.
Miss Beverly Jenkins. That lady could write her ass off.
Black Romance Book Festival.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
This was actually an audiobook for me. This is a historical fiction romance. I don't know when it was published, but I literally read it in a day. I started up September 1st. I finished it on September 2nd. I ate that book up. 4.75 stars. Let me read my notes. I devoured this book in a day. I love that it brought in characters from Indigo. Now, if you remember earlier this year, I read Indigo, which was the first book I ever read from Beverly Jenkins. And I love that book. I think I gave that book 4 stars, but it had the characters from that story in this story.
I love
Yeah, which was pretty cool. I like that. So I'm glad that I read Indigo first, since because I don't think it would have hit as hard had I not known or understood the references.
Okay.
So if you are going to read this, I recommend reading Indigo first, just so we're clear. So yes, I love that it brought in characters from Indigo, and I enjoyed Sable. Can't read my own handwriting. Sable and Raymond's love story. I always enjoy the way Miss Beverly Jenkins drops nuggets of information about the time that isn't considered common knowledge, and even in this book, she dropped additional knowledge about classic Greek mythology. This book made me want to dive into more of her books. Beautifully written. So she's really the reason I love this book so much. The love story. That's it. Just the smile. But I don't want to spoil it, but it's just, oh my God, it was so beautifully written and it's believable. And then also I love, again, the little nuggets. Like even she did it in Indigo, where the girl, they called her Indigo because she used to pick indigo as a slave before she became free. And indigo stains your hands. So no matter how much washing or anything you do afterwards, even though she was free and she had been free for over 20 years, her hands were still indigo. So she used to wear gloves so that people wouldn't know that she was a slave, because obviously if she ran away, they could return her back to the South.
Okay.
So in this book, she drops nuggets about Greek mythology. She was talking about, I can't even remember, but Zeus was like in love with some person or other. Hera was a bitch. Everybody know that. Hera didn't like nobody.
With everyone.
Right. I don't know why Hera was there. Go find somebody that love you, girl. But it talks about, I want to say it was Andromeda. Andromeda was actually an African queen, in case you didn't know that. Don't quote me on that. Editing, Collette, put the correct name if it's not Andromeda. But I'm pretty sure it was Andromeda. And it talks about how Zeus saw her, fell in love with her, had kids with her. Hera killed her kids, made her crazy. But he referenced a lot of like his compliments in the book was about that story and about that love story, which I didn't know. I've heard of Andromeda all my life. I had no idea that was the African queen. I had to go Google it to see if it was a real thing, and it was.
Me neither.
So I just felt like, and even if you see it portrayed in a movie, you never see it portrayed as a Black woman. So it was just, I had no idea that's what it was. And then she just drops in little nuggets of how people lived during that time and how they would interact. Like, for instance, I think I said this before, but she wrote about them not using sugar because the slaves had to cull the sugar cane. So they were like, I'm not doing that. So I'll use maple syrup, which is a free man's job, to sweeten my stuff or make cakes or whatever, because they wanted to go against using things that were done by the slaves. And I was just like, I didn't know that. And I feel like I'm someone that likes to follow up on my history. And I was like, I ain't never heard that before. And then I had to go look it up and realize I don't know shit. But this story overall, and it's never like force fed to you. It's just part of the story. So she'll tell you something and it's part of the conversation and it flows. So it's not like you're being attacked with that information, which I love, because when you read it, it's like, wait a minute. Let me look this up real quick. I love it. I think she is a fantastic writer. I am embarrassed and sad that I just discovered her this year. And I should do better. She has removed her books from Audible. She had a ton of them that were on Audible Plus or whatever you want to call it. She removed them, which is so sad. Yeah. I'm still gonna buy them though. So yeah. That was my book spotlight. What about you, Elizabeth? Because Lord. Mm-hmm.
My book spotlight is The Exorcism of Fairies by J.L. Vampa.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I loved this book. I rated it 4.75.
Ooh.
Absolutely loved it. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I found this book because on TikTok there was this girl. I don't remember her name,
Mm-hmm.
but I will try to find it so we maybe. Well, no, we could tag her on TikTok. She was like, books that you don't hear about that need more. This was it. Okay, take out my trusty dusty little.
Mm-hmm.
This is set in Ireland in the 1990s in
Oh,
Dublin,
it's
Ireland.
recent.
Yeah, 90s. Well, I mean, we're old,
No,
Claire.
I mean like relatively recent. Then, yeah,
Yeah, because a lot of fairy books are like written
yeah,
in the medieval times.
yeah.
So in Ireland, Dublin, there's a plague that's
Mm-hmm.
taking over. And what this plague does is the inside it turns into like dirt and vines, and then yeah, there's 4 stages to it. So we have the main character,
Mm-hmm.
Atta, Ada. I like that name. She went to college for botany and wants to do grad school. She
Mm-hmm.
took years off to help her family. So she wants to do grad school now. She grew up, her family owned a morgue.
Mm-hmm.
So she grew up helping them. So she knows how to, dissect bodies, look
Right.
into it, do autopsies.
Autopsy. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So now to pay for school, she gets funding. She also works at a local morgue near her school. And because of the plague, um, no, she also at this morgue takes infected Jane Doe's or John Doe bodies and then takes them to this Achilles house, which is part of the society that's trying to find out what's going on with the plague.
Mm-hmm.
The Achilles house is in charge of doing research on the infected bodies. Her counselor tells her, "Hey, the funding is not enough. You're going to have to start paying more for school." She starts freaking out. The counselor's like, "Hey, no, 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 no. Wait, calm down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get you a TA job with Sonder, which is AKA Dr. Frankenstein, and he teaches morbid anatomy, which works out for her because she knows how to do all of that. Together, they find the course at the societies. When there's a secret society, do they
Right.
really want something solved, or do they want to solve it just so they get the fame and the glory?
Right.
Of course, these two, there's romance. What is causing this plague? They
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. They also figure out how to take it out, which is kind of crazy. And there will be more books. This book, I actually am thinking of reading some more, like another one of her books. She does have a pretty popular series. It's like the Autumn Grimoire or something like that.
Yeah, my sister wants to listen to that book. She's waiting for it to be released on audio.
It is not on audio yet. This book was so good. I hope I gave you enough to intrigue you, but it was so good.
Yeah.
Don't let the title scare you. There's nothing religious like that. Like
Yeah.
God is not involved. Like this is not blasphemous. Let me say it like that.
Okay.
So
Yep.
good. So good. So good. The Exorcism of Fairies by G.L. Vampa.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a book too. When? Yo no sé.
Je ne sais.
Yo no sé. Yo no sé.
That means I don't know. Well, I'm taking Spanish.
So those are our books.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here with us. We hope we provided you guys with some books that you would want to read, that you could add to your TBR. Let us know what you read last month, what your monthly spotlight book was. And we will see you guys next time. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow us. Oh, that was my bad. Nope, that was my bad. That was my bad.
I ain't rush y'all. I'm sorry. Please continue, Liz.
Flip flops. Please like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment, follow us on all socials, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And
Yeah.
we will see you guys next time. Bye.